February 9, 2004, a cold winter night in New Hampshire. A 21-year-old college student crashes her car on a dark rural road. A local man stops to help her. She tells him not to call the police, says she already called for help. He drives away to his house just up the road. He is gone less than 4 minutes when police arrive at 7:46 p.m. Maura Murray is gone. No footprints in the snow, no trail, no body, nothing. Welcome to Casefile Unknown. Today we open the file on Maura Murray, a case that has haunted investigators, her family, and millions of true crime followers for over 21 years. Maura Murray was not an ordinary college student. She was the fourth of 5 children born to Fred and Lori Murray in Hanson, Massachusetts. She was an exceptional athlete. In high school, she qualified for the U.S. National Scholastic Outdoor Championships in the 2-mile category and finished 33rd in the entire country. She earned a place at the United States Military Academy at West Point, one of the most prestigious institutions in America, but West Point was not the right fit for Maura. She transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she enrolled in the nursing program. Her sister Julie later said Maura was drawn to nursing because she genuinely loved helping people, but in the months before she disappeared, something was clearly wrong. In October 2003, Maura was involved in a credit card incident at UMass Amherst. Then in early February 2004, just days before she vanished, Maura broke down in tears at her campus security job after receiving a phone call. When a colleague asked what was wrong, she simply said, "My sister." On February 5th, just 4 days before she disappeared, Maura was involved in a minor car accident near her father's motel in Massachusetts. She had struck a guardrail late at night. Her father, Fred, paid for the damage and drove Maura back to campus the next morning. That was the last time Fred Murray would see his daughter. On the afternoon of February 9, 2004, Maura sent emails to her professors and work supervisor saying she would be away for a week due to a death in the family. Her family later confirmed there was no death. She packed her car with textbooks, clothing, and personal items. She withdrew cash from an ATM. She stopped at a liquor store and bought wine and alcohol. And she drove north out of Amherst. Nobody knew where she was going. Nobody knew why. 2 hours later, Maura was on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. The road curved sharply. The night was cold and dark. At approximately 7:27 p.m., Maura's car hit a tree and came to rest in a ditch. A local school bus driver named Butch Atwood spotted Maura standing beside the crashed car. He pulled over and asked if she was okay. She said she was just shaken up. He offered to call the police. She said, "No, please do not call them." She told him she had already called AAA for help. This was not true. There was no cell service on that stretch of road. Butch Atwood drove to his house and called 911 himself. Police arrived at 7:46 p.m. 19 minutes after the crash was reported. Maura Murray was gone. Officers searched the area immediately. The snow around the car showed no footprints leading away from the vehicle. No sign of a struggle. Maura's belongings were still inside the car. A box of wine was found open in the vehicle. Her phone showed no outgoing calls after she left campus. Her bank account showed zero activity from that night forward. Her credit cards were never used again. A massive search was launched in the days that followed. Hundreds of volunteers combed the forests and riverbanks. Police dogs were brought in. Helicopters swept the area. Nothing. Investigators found that Maura had researched rental properties in the White Mountains area of New Hampshire in the weeks before she disappeared. She had looked up directions to a remote location. She had researched how much alcohol was legally allowed while driving. Was Maura planning to go somewhere specific that night? Was she running away from something? Or was someone waiting for her? In 2005, the New Hampshire State Police took over the investigation. The case was transferred to the Cold Case Unit in 2009. Her father, Fred, hired private investigator Lou Berry, a former police chief, to independently review the evidence. Berry believed Maura had accepted a ride from the wrong person. He also noted that Maura's New Hampshire driver's license had been suspended for an unpaid speeding ticket. That is why she told Butch Atwood not to call the police. Over the years, multiple searches were conducted near the crash site. In 2017, a home near Route 112 was excavated after cadaver dogs responded to the property. Ground-penetrating radar was used. Nothing was found. In 2019, the FBI launched a dedicated webpage for Maura's case. In 2021, a high-technology search was conducted in the surrounding areas. Still nothing. Then, in 2025, something significant emerged. Investigators confirmed that fingerprints found inside Maura's car had been matched to a former West Point cadet named Stephen Baldwin. Baldwin had been a classmate of Maura's at West Point years earlier. In March 2025, Baldwin was convicted in Ohio on unrelated fraud charges. The case remains open. Now the 3 theories. Theory 1. Voluntary disappearance. Maura lied about a death in the family. She packed her car. She bought alcohol. She researched remote locations. She withdrew cash. This looks like someone planning to disappear, but her family rejects this completely. Maura left behind everything. Her cards untouched. Her phone silent. her bank account frozen in time. People who voluntarily disappear usually use their money eventually. Maura never did. Theory 2. Accident or exposure. Some investigators believe Maura may have wandered into the dense forests in a disoriented state and died of exposure in the freezing New Hampshire winter. The temperatures that night were well below freezing. But if Maura died in those woods, why has no trace of her ever been found in over 21 years of searching? Theory 3. Foul play. This is the theory that Maura's father Fred believed until his dying day. Someone was on that road that night, someone picked Maura up, and something terrible happened. The fingerprint connection to Stephen Baldwin has added a new and deeply troubling dimension to this theory. Maura Murray's sister Julie has become one of the most vocal advocates for missing persons families in America. In February 2025, on the 21st anniversary of Maura's disappearance, Julie stood outside the New Hampshire State House alongside families of other missing persons victims. She said, "Imagine waking up every morning for 7,857 days, and the first thought that enters your mind is the same question. Is this the day I finally learn what happened?" The New Hampshire Cold Case Unit has since expanded to 2 full-time investigators. Julie Murray cautiously welcomed the news, but said it was not enough. Her family wants answers, not resources. Answers: Maura Murray crashed her car on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire on February 9, 2004. She spoke to one man, asked him not to call the police, and was gone before help arrived. No confirmed sightings in over 21 years. No body, no closure, no answers. Her case is still officially open today. If you have any information about Maura Murray, contact the New Hampshire Department of Justice at 603-271-3648 or visit tips.fbi.gov and search Maura Murray. Subscribe to Casefile Unknown. Every week we open a new file. Every week we keep the search alive. The file stays open.